Hey everybody, it's Jay Baer, president of Convince and Convert. Welcome each and every one of you all over the internet to episode number 123 of Marketing Marvels, where I help you discover fantastic new technology to improve your marketing. Each and every episode of Marketing Marvels includes an overview and a quick demo of cutting-edge marketing technology that I personally endorse and recommend, plus Q&A, help you decide whether this technology is right for you and your business. I want you to participate too, so if you're seeing this on Google Plus or on our Facebook page, if you have a question, go ahead and ask it. We can also take questions offline as well. Just send me a note and we'll get those questions answered as quickly as possible. Speaking of as quickly as possible, I want to bring right onto the show today's special guest on the Marketing Marvels program. He is Mr. Dan Hanrahan, who is the co-founder and CEO of Sigstr, also, like me, a proud Indiana Hoosier. Welcome to the program, Dan.
Jay, thanks so much. Really fired up to be on the show.
Man, I am fired up to have Sigstr on the show. This is technology that we use every day at Convince and Convert. I'm also a very small investor in this technology. That's how much I believe in it. I've got my money on this deal. It is awesome. Also, a reminder to everybody watching Marketing Marvels that Dan will have a special offer for you here in a few minutes to talk about how you can get access to this very, very cool technology. It is, in fact, a marketing marvel. So what does Sigstr do? Okay, here's the deal. So Sigstr helps you solve a really important problem, and it's a problem that actually gets more and more difficult over time. It vexes marketers, which is how do you get exposure for your stuff, right? Like you've got good content, you've got good events, you've got things, like how do you amplify it and promote it? There's so much content out there, it's hard to get attention. So Sigstr helps you do that through what has historically been a really untapped resource, your employees' email signature file. So using Sigstr gives you the ability to take your employees' work email signatures, right? Not their personal, their work email signatures, and insert graphical banners in those signatures that then click through to your landing page, to your sign-up page, your video, your white paper, your webinar, or whatever. So as I said, we use it every day at Convince and Convert. It's super duper easy to set up and control, as you'll see in just a second. And it also, in addition to sort of being able to put those kind of graphical ads in the email, it also allows you to control the email sig files of people across your organization, which is super important, right? Because I'm sure everybody has experienced guy with too big of email sig file, right? Guy who's like, I have 22 bullet points in my signature and I want to tell you my entire life history in a series of email signature snippets. Like everybody knows that guy. And using Sigstr allows you to prevent that guy from showing up in your organization. It takes like 5 minutes to set this thing up, as you will see. So you also get, and Dan's going to show you this too, you also get math, right? So you also can find out like which of your employees are actually generating clicks from inside their signature file, which is super, super useful. So simply put, I'm going to say it as cleanly as I can. Sigstr unlocks a very, very powerful, overlooked marketing channel, email signatures, and I want you to see it right now. Dan, are you ready to give him a little tour?
Yeah, I sure love that, Jay. Thanks for the kind words and for being a customer and an investor.
It is my pleasure. This is one of, you'll see. I'm not even going to talk about it. You just show them the demo and then I'll tell you.
That's perfect. So guys, we're going to take a quick peek. As Jay suggested, we really unlock the tremendous potential that sort of sits latent in the employee email signature. And before we do that, I think we all sort of experience the sort of lion's share of email that we get in our inbox, right, every single day. And so just to tee up the conversation, Jay, I thought I'd ask you or the audience, if you have 100 employees in your company, how many emails do you think you'll send in a given year?
Okay, so it's how many employees overall sent by 100 employees in a year?
Yep, emails sent by 100 employees in a given year.
Oh man, okay, so 100 employees, 50,000.
It's you're in the ballpark. The average employee will send 10,000 emails a year.
That's not the ballpark. That's like a different zip code.
The right stadium, maybe. I'll tell you what. It's really amazing, right? We all know how many emails we get every day, right? So the average person will send 28 emails a day, 10,000 emails a year. So it just takes 100 employees to send really a million messages. And when you sort of consider that, right, the employee opens up the inbox, and we do this every day, and we hand pick the audience. And so marketing, right, it all starts with the right audience, right, and reach. And so when you think about that, with just 100 employees, you've got a million opportunities to really drive awareness and engagement. And so this was sort of one of the two critical elements, right, that sort of led us to launch Sigstr. The second was really the rise of content marketing and what you advocate for so well. And as marketers are pouring their heart into content, your team is emailing the exact people you're trying to reach every single day. And so what does each one of those emails include, right? They include an email signature. So traditionally, marketers have tried to sort of email the entire company and encourage the company to sort of copy and paste some sort of SIG file template and maybe copy and paste a graphic, and you end up with an all company email with 10 different steps, and it's a total mess. Have you ever had this, Jay?
I have many, many times in my career. Yes, I am. This is a knowing nod right here. That's what that is.
So what we did, we went away and we built a SaaS tool to, as you mentioned, just in a few minutes to allow you to control the brand of the signature itself, and then unlock this marketing opportunity, with what we call campaigns. And campaigns is sort of what I'm referring to in number 2 here, and it's a clickable image, right, that you can assign to every group so that HR can promote your culture and your latest job opening, while sales and marketing might promote a white paper or case study. So again, it's about locking down the brand.
So what you're telling me is if you've got somebody in your company who likes to use Comic Sans in their signature file, you can prevent that from happening.
Right. That was really the intent, is to eliminate Comic Sans altogether.
Man, it's worth it. Well, I don't care. I don't even care what it costs. It's worth it just for that.
I love it. So I thought, Jay, I'd share a really quick story, and then we'll show you how it works and show you how easy it is to use. So Angie's List is a Sigstr customer, and across their account management and their sales team, they realized that boy, these people were emailing customers and prospects every single day, and they were hosting a big customer event called the Festival of Services, and they wanted customers and prospects to join them. And so they, in literally minutes, rolled out Sigstr to 270 employees. And what you see on the right here is the campaign that they activated in the email signature. And so over a period of just under 6 months, they had 2 million displays and 4,500 clicks on the campaign. And actually, the end result was really interesting. 38% of all attendees to the event registered via a click on Sigstr, which outperformed any other sort of tracked marketing activity like traditional email and display advertising, et cetera. So we're really excited about that win for them.
So you're saying more than Facebook ads, more than paid search, more than Twitter, more than blog posts, the signature file campaigns from their employees generated more registrations for this event than anything else. You got it. Events are really a really compelling use case for us, especially when you're targeting your customers and prospects that your team emails every day. And I got to tell you, if something's called the Festival of Services, I'm in.
It's a winner.
It's a terrific name. I don't even know what it is. I'm like, yeah, Festival of Services.
I'm in.
I'll be there. Yeah.
So Jay, I'll transition to show you just a bit about how they made that happen and how our customers use Sigstr. And so this is the Sigstr product. This is the admin dashboard, the console where the marketer would typically log in, and very quickly, right, you can see the signature that we've got set up here. You can scroll down and you can see some of the campaigns that we have active across our different groups in the organization. And of course, like you said, math, right? It's digital marketing. Let's measure this and see if it's actually working. And so you can see displays, clicks, and click-through rates at a quick glance here on the dashboard. And so as a jumping off point, I'll show you both signatures and campaigns. Signatures, again, you can have multiple signatures for your company, and I'm just going to show you the live signature for Sigstr. And you can see very quickly that I can generate a template here. I can select fields, lock and unlock fields to allow employees to edit or not to edit as you like to lock things down. And marketers will typically come in here. They might change this maybe once a year, right? If we want to add social icons, or maybe we have something else that we want to change in the signature template itself. And where the marketer is typically logging in, every couple of weeks, is really here in the campaigns area. And here you can see, again, a quick dashboard of the campaigns that I have active for Sigstr, along with displays, clicks, and click-through rates for each of those campaigns.
Nice.
And so I thought maybe I'd just give you a quick example, right, to show you what it looks like to kind of update one of these things. So I've just pulled up my signature here. You can see I've got the Angie's List case study that I just mentioned live. And if I go back, I'm in the marketing group. And so if I come back and perhaps I want to show off the new ebook, right? I just come into edit groups and assign this campaign to the marketing group. We have a message that says, do you want to do this in real time? And I say, yes, of course I do. And so then as I go back to, in this case, Gmail, and hit update, right, you see the campaign update in real time.
Awesome. Okay, so not all employees have to have the same ads. You can set up, sales has one thing, marketing has a thing, customer service has a thing, HR has a thing, and within that employee group, they can have a different campaign running.
You nailed it. There might be times where the entire company has the same campaign. Something's going on that's really important to the entire business, and that's great. And other times of the year, we want content that's really relevant to the sender, right, and to the recipient. And so that's kind of how we unlock that for the marketer.
Can you run more than one at a time and sort of rotate them through, or you're sort of assigned one and then you can switch it out later?
Yeah, so today, let me show you just a quick example, because we've done this a bit at Sigstr. Here's another version of the Angie's List case study, right? We wanted to test which one of these performs better. Mm-hmm. And so you can very quickly do that and assign. The way that we do that, Jay, is we assign the content to different groups or to different employees, right? It might be test group 1 and test group 2, and I can activate those, test them, and then roll the winner across the organization.
Inside the organization, I'm sure it depends on the size of the company a little bit, Dan, but who so far have you seen kind of runs this? Is it the marketing director? Is it internal comms? Is it HR? Like, who was the keeper of the Sigstr keys?
It's a great question. Typically, it's somebody in the marketing or the communications world. It's one of two people. It's really whoever controls the brand and cares about the email signature and the vast number of impressions that are there. Or it's somebody in the marketing org that's really responsible for content activation. And of course, within Sigstr, you can have multiple admins, right? So I can have an HR admin that can update the HR campaign if she wants to do that. It's really simple. You don't have to be technical or a marketer to add a new campaign. It's as simple as coming in, naming a campaign, driving it through to a URL, and either selecting image or text that you'd like to display there.
And you don't build the image inside Sigstr, though. You would import it from Photoshop or Canva or whatever. You
got it. Whatever tools you're most comfortable in terms of building, designing campaigns, you do that there, and then simply upload it to Sigstr.
Is there a defined size? Like, it has to be this many pixels by this many pixels, or you can do whatever you want?
So it's a great question. We actually lock things down a bit in terms of size and provide some best practices to make sure it looks good in the mobile experience. And we really encourage our customers to consider the height, right? We don't want a campaign taking up the entire screen, right? And so we typically say 75 to 100 pixels tall is about as tall as you'd like a campaign to be. But best practices there are really important.
So what you're saying is that I should not have an infographic be my Sigstr campaign, and that would be unnecessarily tall.
As marketers, we get a little ambitious sometimes, and we got to consider the recipient and the channel a bit. And so this is, again, a subtle, well-designed campaign at the end of the email signature tends to convert in terms of clicks, et cetera, much better than some of the over-the-top type of campaigns.
And I think you said that there's a text-only version. What does that look like?
Yeah, there sure is. And so, sometimes, right, for whatever reason, I may want to do a text campaign. Perhaps I don't have a design ready to roll. Perhaps there's other reasons I want to do a text campaign. And so, yeah, it's as simple as coming into the Create Campaign page and swapping this over to text. And we've got a WYSIWYG editor to kind of design that and let you test that as well.
What's interesting about this, and I don't want to geek out about kind of email nuances too much, but in many cases, if you're going to send an email newsletter to somebody based on what technology they have to receive emails, images are going to be off as a default. But because you're sending it from one person to another person, from me to Dan to me, like, we're obviously trusted senders. We're not coming from an email list. Those images are going to be on as a default. So it almost sort of gets around that a little bit, which is pretty interesting. Yeah,
you got it. In the Outlook world, images are not on by default if you're not a trusted sender, right? But yeah, you got it. If I'm a trusted sender and you and I are communicating, the images are going to display. And we all know that Gmail and iOS devices, et cetera, display images by default. And so we just wanted to give marketers opportunities to either do text or images, depending on your audience and how you're communicating.
I know we talked earlier about using Sigstr to prevent people from using Comic Sans in their signature, but I just realized that we totally should have used Sigstr at Convince and Convert on April 1st to do like the ultimate April Fool's Day joke, and everybody is Comic Sans. Like, that should be it from now on. That should be like on April 1st every year. Everybody's Sigstr is Comic Sans. Like, sorry, that's just how we decided.
For one day, for those.
We changed the branding.
I love it.
Let's see the stats. I want to see which employees we got to get rid of because they can't drive enough clicks for their email.
Sure. So yeah, great question, Jay. So we want to show analytics at the campaign level, but we also want to dig in at the employee level, right? So I can very quickly come in here and I can sort employees by click rates. And so as I come in here, I can see which employees are sending the most emails, right? I can see which employees are sending the most relevant emails that are sort of driving clicks. And I can also come up a level here and I can look at things by group. So I can see, okay, how is the sales team performing as opposed to the product team on down the line.
Nice. Do you ever look at that and say like, man, those guys send an awful lot of emails?
It's amazing, and we're just starting to peel back the onion in terms of analytics on employee email, and we think there's just a ton of opportunity, because once you get in there and you see, right, two people that might be in the same group sending vastly different numbers of emails, there's some interesting thoughts and commentary.
And so some of those click rates are pretty extraordinary, right? I mean, go back to that screen, you're looking at like 0.4, 0.8, 0.25. I mean, if you bought banner ads or Facebook ads or Twitter ads or LinkedIn ads, and they said, hey, we're going to give you a 0.45 click-through rate, you'd be doing cartwheels. You'd be so excited.
You nailed it. And, it's a channel you already own. It's content you already have. And it's an audience that is handpicked every day, Jay. So it's sort of a no-brainer. And as you kind of compare the click rates here and opposed to the volume and consider the audience, the numbers get really compelling really fast.
And you could set that up, because I remember you showed when we had the little campaign creator there, you have the URL that you pick. So you could actually use some sort of Google Analytics tag or whatever your own analytics package is to determine what happens post-click, right? You could say, look, this person came to the website, the landing page, the whatever from Sigstr, and let's see what their propensity to convert is.
You got it. So you can, right, if you forget to add your analytics tracking parameters, we'll automatically add those for you. So the UTM parameters will be added to the URL string. But if you're using Google Analytics or whatever analytics package you're using, you can just tack those on to the end of the campaign URL and track them alongside anything else that might be driving conversions for you.
I want you to talk about what this costs, but I want to frame this up by saying what's amazing about Sigstr is that you don't charge based on volume. So if you've got somebody who sends a ton of email because they're in sales or they're in customer service and they're sending out 50,000 emails, not a year, but every couple of months, you're not going to charge them more. You're not charging on a per impression basis, which I think is remarkable.
No, we're not. We wanted to keep it really easy, right? We want it to be super easy to set up. We don't want it to require a capital budget process to test and see how things work, right? And so Sigstr, depending on what level of functionality you're using, costs somewhere between $3 and $5 per user per month.
It couldn't be any easier than that. Yeah, and we saw how fast it is to set it up. We saw how fast it is to set up a campaign. How do you provision employees? So let's say you're like, yes, Dan, I'm in. I got 200 people. I want them all to be on Sigstr because, I mean, kind of like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do this? What's the downside? Other than it's whatever, $600 to $1,000 a month. But setting that part aside, like you're like, well, yeah, we have this inventory here. So let's say you've got 200 employees. How do you get them on the platform?
Yeah, so again, we wanted to provide different options for different sizes of organizations. If you've got 10,000 people in your business and you're in the Microsoft world, then we have essentially an integration to pull those employees from Active Directory and into Sigstr. And so as employees are onboarded, as employees leave the organization, they come directly into Sigstr. For smaller organizations, it's as simple as you can copy and paste email addresses into the application. And we also, allow for CSV import if you've got your employee data that lives somewhere else, like an HRIS system, et cetera. Right. So lots of different ways to sort of get employees into Sigstr, depending on what's most important to your business. But certainly an opportunity to get started without any IT help if you'd like to do that. And if you're a large organization and you want to automate some things, we can make that super easy as well.
So how do people get started if viewers want to get on the Sigstr Express? Where should they go?
Yeah, so if you actually go to Sigstr.com, it's Sigstr.com. There is an opportunity to learn a bit more, right? Read some resources. There's also an opportunity to sign up for free. And so as the first user in Sigstr, again, we want to prove to you how easy this is to use, right? So just sign up, and we allow the first user to do everything that you would do in Sigstr for no cost, and sort of check it out firsthand.
Well, that's pretty cool, especially if you're like a sole proprietor, you're a consultant, or you're a one-person operation. Just go do it, right? You can do it for free.
Yeah, you got it.
And it's a free deal. Like, might as well take advantage of that for sure.
Of course. Yeah, we'd love feedback, right? If we've got customers really across every vertical, from one employee up to thousands. So yeah, we'd love you to give it a try and check it out firsthand.
Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. It's so easy to use. As I said, we use it every day at Convince and Convert. Big fans. Let me ask a couple questions about you, Dan. How did this happen? Like, this is one of those technologies you're like, dude, why didn't somebody think of this sooner? Whoa, my God. And so how did this happen? Were you like drinking beers or in the shower? And you're like, oh man, let's put an ad there.
I love it. Most of my good ideas come from one of those two efforts, but the impetus here was really a problem I experienced firsthand. I was with a business called iGo Digital. In 2012, we had 60 employees. And we would email all 60 employees and ask them to update a campaign in the email signature. And it might be, hey, we're going to be at a trade show, or check out our explainer video, or an ebook, et cetera. And anecdotally, we had incredible evidence that it really worked. And we had big opportunities that arose when we were able to get employees to do that. So I looked for a tool that made it really simple to automate that effort and measure the results. I couldn't find one. And in 2012, ExactTarget bought iGo Digital. And so in my second week as an ExactTarget employee, I got an email from the marketer, and it was sent to me and my 2,000 colleagues, right? And it was like the email I showed earlier, and it basically said, hey, guys, I need you to copy and paste this call to action to your email signature around our customer event coming up. And so I sort of hit my head against the table. I said, man, there's got to be a better way to do this. And, about a year later, I actually I love startups. I love marketing tech, and we just went out to build the tool since we couldn't find it out in the marketplace. And it solved a problem for us with 60 employees and 2,000 employees. And today, actually, Salesforce is a customer. Salesforce acquired ExactTarget, and so they're a customer. So it's kind of come full circle, which is really exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's on the roadmap for the future? You got some other new stuff kind of under wraps that you're going to roll out?
Yeah, we sure do. So everything that we're sort of interested in, of course. More analytics behind Sigstr to sort of show you actually who's clicking directly within the app is in the near-term roadmap. And the next opportunity is really using the email signature as an internal communications tool. So if you've got an open enrollment period, right, or you have a referral program or a list of candidates or job openings that you'd like to share with the organization, rather than sending another message, right? If the only folks that are listed in the to line are at yourcompany.com, then we should show a campaign that's relevant to sort of internal communications. And so that's kind of the next big item on deck for us.
So it would check the anything after the at symbol and say, if this matches the sender, then use the internal campaign instead of the external campaign. You got it.
Cool. And so we'll dynamically swap that out based on the audience.
Man, HR folks and internal comms folks we're going to be doing backflips. I mean, that's like exactly what they need. It replaces the internal company newsletter that nobody reads.
You got it. And we all get so many emails, and it's just about driving efficiency in those messages around whatever's most important to your business. And yeah, for HR and communications folks, it's just a really easy way for them to get that message in mass out every day.
Awesome. Last question for me before we wrap it up, Dan. Other than Sigstr, obviously, which we love and delighted to have on the show, what's your favorite marketing technology? What's a marketing marvel for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. We've really been diving into a tool called Demand Jump. That's been a sort of a revelation for us to sort of see traffic sources for Sigstr and other items. And so that's probably our latest. There's lots. Our team is everybody at Sigstr is a marketer, right? And that's what we say every day, whether you're in the dev team or the client success team or the sales team, right? So we're all out there sort of seeing what marketers are using and trying to provide a bit more value there.
Awesome. You can take off your screen share because I'm seeing myself twice and it's freaking me out.
Uh-oh.
There we go. There he is back. I was like, whoa, it's too much.
Too much.
Demand Jump. I don't know Demand Jump. I'm going to check that out. That sounds awesome. I want to give those guys a look.
It's a cool tool to just check out who the biggest influencers for our business might be, right? I think that, you're top of the list, Jay, but it shows us the others as well.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thanks very much. Tell people again how to get it and what it costs.
Yeah, guys. So just Sigstr.com, Sigstr.com. And again, pricing starts at $3 per user per month. And if you have any questions, we'd sure love to engage with you and share some of what we've seen out there.
Awesome. Dan, thanks so much. Congratulations. Love the tool. I think the coolest part about it, other than you're just like, dude, why didn't this happen years ago, is it is so incredibly easy to use, as we saw in the demo. Like, you don't need an IT guy. You can just figure this out instantly, which is really spectacular. So great job. Thanks for being on Marketing Marvels.
Yeah, thanks for the audience. Super exciting.
Absolutely. That was episode 3 of Marketing Marvels, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. New episodes every 3 weeks or so. To make sure that you know when new episodes are coming, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. The link is right there underneath my finger, but I'll tell you what it is right now, just in case. It's bit.ly/Marketing Marvels. Go there. You'll get alerted every time there's a new episode. What else am I going to tell you? I think that's it for this week's episode, other than, again, bit.ly.com/Marketing Marvels. The show is a production of Convince and Convert Media, my firm. We have a bunch of different podcasts. We have Social Pros, we have Content Pros, we have Influence Pros, we have the Business of Story. So all kinds of podcasts for marketers and professionals. You can go to convinceandconvert.com/podcasts to see all of those, or just look in iTunes. Until the next episode of Marketing Marvels, I'm Jay Baer from Convince and Convert. He is Dan Hanrahan from Sigstr. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jay.
See you, man.